Welcome to Community Conversations. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and today I'm pleased to have as my guest Heather Gramm, who is the Assistant Director of our Office of Economic Development. Welcome, Heather.
Hi, Jan. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on this program, and it's also wonderful to have you as part of the Frederick County Office of Economic Development. A lot of people were very excited to have you come on board. Certainly the members of my business and industry cabinet were very excited about it.
That's kind.
So can you share a little bit with our viewers about your background and experience?
Sure. So I've been in economic development for about 15 years now, and started my career in Frederick, so this is a little bit of coming home for me. I worked for the city of Frederick for 11 years, and during that time really had an opportunity to do a lot of different things, from your traditional business retention, expansion, attraction projects, but also a lot of community development, neighborhood revitalization, downtown revitalization. Had the opportunity to work on the Carroll Creek project, and so it really gave a broad experience in terms of the different issues that face communities when they're trying to grow jobs. From there, I went and worked for the state for 4 years. So I was with Maryland Department of Commerce, and while I was there, I was our Director of Regional Growth and Retention. So in that role, I managed a team of 12 who were in field offices all across the state. And they were the boots on the ground, focused on business retention and expansion, helping companies solve problems, grow their businesses, expand their footprints. And it was a great experience because it gave such a broad understanding of our state and the different issues that impact the different regions across the state, and also really made me appreciate some of the wonderful things about Frederick and some of the great opportunities we have here.
Well, we're very pleased to have you back. In fact, the business community thinks so highly of you. That's why they were celebrating when they found out that Frederick County had hired you. And of course, that statewide experience is really important.
Yeah.
We always say Maryland is, America in miniature, and while counties have common issues, they also have some things that are unique to their own jurisdictions. So you probably got to travel the whole state, didn't you?
I did, yes.
So,
Put a lot of miles on my car.
I had that opportunity in my career as well. So it is interesting. So what kinds of things do you think you learned from working from the state perspective that you bring back to Frederick County that could be a benefit to us?
Sure. So I think one of the things that I've learned in working in different places across the state is that the counties and the communities that are most forward-thinking, that really respect where they've come from and where their roots are, but have the ability to look forward into the future and realize the opportunities that they need to capitalize on in order to continue to grow. Those are the ones that you see the most success in. And so really finding that balance between who you were and who you want to be, and taking advantage of those opportunities. The importance of partnerships. I think that there are places where organizations and government and the public or private sector work very well together, and there are other places where that isn't the case. And so in seeing those different interactions, you realize how important it is for everyone to come together, coalesce around a common vision, public and private sector working together to achieve common goals. And then just really trying to be who you are and not what you think you want to be. So recognizing your natural assets and what your natural competitive advantages are, and being that rather than trying to create something within your community that doesn't exist naturally or doesn't have the natural assets for. So kind of
I think that's
being
a great
who you're meant to be.
I think it's a great observation.
Yes.
People always sometimes think other communities do things better. And certainly there's always something we can learn from others because of the common issues that we have.
Yeah.
But I think we have to appreciate our own advantages and understand how to best leverage them for the future.
Absolutely. You can take best practices and figure out how they fit your community rather than taking them and trying to make exactly that initiative work.
Well, economic development is an interesting job. There's certainly a diversity of businesses here in Frederick County, and of course that is part of the strength of our economy to have that diversity. So we want to be able to meet needs of all kinds of industries. So how do you go about trying to figure out what a business actually needs to be successful?
A lot of it is being engaged and listening to the companies. So I think that outreach and being good listeners, partnering with your business community, sitting down with them, understanding what the opportunities in their industry sector are, what the challenges in their industry sectors are, and then developing tools and resources to help fill those gaps and either help the company achieve their goals or capitalize on their opportunities or to overcome their challenges. Government can't, in a vacuum, understand business issues. It's not who we naturally are. And so really being engaged, being out where the companies are, being involved in events and listening.
So what is your role going to be in the Office of Economic Development here in Frederick County, and what goals do you have?
Sure. So as Assistant Director, I have the opportunity to manage our business development team. And business development is really where the rubber meets the road in economic development in terms of job creation and working one-on-one with companies to help them solve problems. So in the Office of Economic Development, we have 5 goals for this year, and 4 of those fall squarely on the business development team in terms of retaining and growing our existing businesses, focusing on attraction, and really developing a strategy around who should we be targeting for attraction and what are those initiatives to grow those targeted industry sectors. As part of that, we are launching the Growth Objective, which is a strategy development project to really focus on what are the competitive advantages of Frederick County and then what industry sectors naturally fit into those competitive advantages or align with those competitive advantages so we can be more strategic in our attraction efforts going forward. Another of our goals is entrepreneurship and supporting small business, and the efforts at 118 North Market Street to bring our partners together with the Chamber and FCG is a big part of that, along with our support of the Small Business Development Center and the Maryland Women's Business Center to provide entrepreneurs, small business, startup support to those companies. And agriculture remains a big part of our mission.
It certainly does.
So we have a business development team member who's focused on agriculture and strengthening our agritourism brand and really focusing on regulatory and land use policies that can help ensure that the agriculture community can continue to thrive and diversify and grow in a way that enables them to continue being in that business for a long time.
There's certainly been a lot of activity in a variety of areas that affect agriculture over the past year.
Yes.
Lots of things happening there, and certainly I'm very pleased that we could add an economic development staff person just to be focused on agriculture because it is an industry that I think people want to see us retain.
Yeah.
And like every other industry, it goes through changes.
Right.
And so I tell people all the time that some jobs phase out and new ones phase in, and we have to be ready to accept those new kinds of job opportunities that are going to be our future.
Right.
And so, and if people think about the history of industry over hundreds of years, you can see those changes, but sometimes it's hard to see them on a day-to-day or week-to-week or month-to-month kind of basis. But that's really what we're trying to make sure we can evolve with and take advantage of our opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am very excited about the second incubator under FCG, which is the Frederick Innovative Technology Center, Inc., coming to 118 North Market Street. I still think business incubators can really help our startups. And I was really impressed last week when we celebrated some of the successes at our current incubator with people developing various technologies that have won international awards. They've raised millions of dollars of capital, and a few of our graduates going out and leasing space here in the county and hiring more people. And that's what it's all about.
It is. It is a great success story, and it's exciting to see us opening another location and really focusing on that technology piece of it and helping those entrepreneurs in a different way. What IT companies need is very different from the wet lab model of bio companies, and I think this is a great opportunity to provide strong support for both of those industry sectors and focus a bit on cybersecurity, which is a growing industry sector in Maryland. It's a a huge driver in Maryland, and I think Frederick has a real opportunity to capitalize on that. So we're looking at ways that we can particularly focus on that industry as we launch that first
I think
floor.
one of the things that we all need to work on is really talking about what these industries are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people don't know what technology and innovation is and what the jobs are like there.
Right. Yeah.
And I always tell people we all depend on our cell phones and all the apps on our cell phones, but there's people behind all that technology. And that's really what we're talking about with a lot of the IT and technology jobs.
Yeah.
And so lots of opportunities for people to work right here in Frederick and avoid that commute.
Yes, absolutely.
So in closing, is there any other key points you'd like to make, or can you share how people can contact you?
Sure. So our office, we have a great presence on the web at discoverfrederickmd.com. We're on Facebook, so check us out on Facebook as well. And of course, our door is always open at 118 North Market Street. And the phone number for our office is 301-600-1058. Let us know how we can help.
Well, thank you for spending time with us today.
you.
And I've enjoyed talking with you, and I look forward to helping to grow jobs in Frederick County.
Thanks, Jan.
Thank you for joining us. If you're interested in gaining some assistance from our Office of Economic Development, we help everybody, whether it's an agriculture business, a small business, a startup business, or a long-term large company. We are here to support your efforts to be successful and to grow jobs and to help be part of our strong economy. So keep in touch, and thank you for joining us.